In today's video, I've coached over 1,000 clients over the last 15 years of my career. Here's what the successful ones have in common. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Coach Paul Ravella with ProPhysique.com, and today I want to talk about the idea of success when it comes to fat loss, because when you are working with people one-on-one for more than a decade, actually we're having our 15-year anniversary of ProPhysique here, you start to recognize some traits of people, some traits that even when I get on that first initial phone call and I start talking to people, I know they're going to be successful, or I hear some things that are going to worry me and probably lead them to failure. I'm going to give that all to you, and I'll save the negative Nancy stuff for the end, but I want to talk about those traits of successful people. And here's the number one trait. When I hear this on a phone call, this is how I know they're going to be successful. I want to do what it takes to be successful. That's it. And why is that a powerful statement? Because the other statement that I hear most often of people that fail is, I will do whatever I need to do to reach my goal right now. Because most people understand that they're going to have to put in a lot of work. But what most people aren't willing to do is not grind. That sounds crazy, right? But there's this idea that, okay, we're emotionally set on this goal. We want to lose 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 30 pounds. We want to do it in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. And so we just think we can flip a switch and go hard for 30 days and reach our goal, go hard for 60 days. But reaching your goals, especially in this physique realm, it's not about murdering yourself, hammering yourself, and pushing yourself. The people that I see that are the most successful really are learning to adapt their current lifestyle to their goals. They're incorporating things into their already busy, successful lives that allow them to work towards their goals. It's a term that I use quite often with myself called delayed gratification, meaning I put in a little bit of work now, I get a really good result later. Bodybuilding is like that, okay? Bodybuilding is my, pastime that I compete in now that I'm no longer playing sports. And so for me, the idea when I first started lifting weights was, I'm gonna look really good in 5 years. I'm gonna look really good in 10 years. It was never, I'm gonna look good in 60 days. It was a compounding variable. It's just like saving money. You try to get rich quick, everybody that tries to get rich quick goes broke. Why? Because they over-index on doing behaviors that are not sustainable long-term. They're risky. Same thing with fat loss. The things that you're doing to try to lose fat in 30, 60 days, they're more risky. However, if we find an approach that says, hey, we're just gonna lose a couple pounds at a time. If I told you you could have your dream body in a year from now or 2 years from now, most people are gonna balk at that and say, wow, I don't wanna take all that time. It's a body you're gonna live in forever. I'm 49 years old, and I'm telling you, deciding to compete in my first bodybuilding show at 31 years old, 18 years ago, was the best decision I ever made for myself. It completely changed my life. It taught me things like time management, delayed gratification, but also setting little goals along the way and achieving them, okay? Going to the gym on a daily basis. I know I'm not putting on 5 pounds of muscle today or tomorrow or next month, but I know I put on 5 pounds of muscle over the course of several years, and most people don't have the patience for that. So when we're talking about traits of successful people, they want to reach the goal the right way. They don't want to just reach the goal. They don't want to just work for 30 or 60, 90 days. They want to become the goal. They're willing to change the person that they are currently gradually, piece by piece. The other one, and this fits into that, is they don't take an all or nothing approach to nutrition, okay? What's really funny to me as I watch YouTube for the last 20 years, I've been on YouTube now for 18 years, is I've seen people flip-flop. The same people that were a few years ago saying, you should avoid carbs at all costs because insulin is the devil, they're literally now eating only sugar and calling it the sugar diet. How about we just blend the two? How about we have some protein, we have some carbs, we have some fats, and we're flexible. We don't have to avoid anything. We just have to be accountable. So the most successful people are incorporating the foods that they enjoy into a balanced approach, and they're not taking an approach that is going to leave them not eating all day, like the 1 meal a day folks. I don't have a problem with fasting, and I don't have a problem with 1 meal a day, but I'm telling you, I've worked with people that have tried that approach, the ketogenic approaches, and they've all, in the end, come back to a more balanced approach. 2 to 4 meals a day, focusing on some protein, hitting their macro goals. And I'll tell you the thing that's made the biggest difference for me in my last 10 years of being able to stay in really good shape, guys. I'll show you some, current pictures and videos here of me. And I'm not really actively trying to get shredded, not really actively trying to bulk. I'm just hanging out here. And this is something that I avoided for many years. I thought the word cardio was a bad word. The most successful people are moving throughout the day. They're getting up and walking. They're doing intentional cardio. Obviously, I'm a big fan of resistance training. So all the people I work with are doing some form of resistance training. Most people are trying to put on muscle and lose some body fat. So resistance training is a big part of that. But for me, I was always into lifting and I still got fat. Okay. How did I get fat lifting weights? Well, I lifted a lot of weights and I ate a lot of food and I just wasn't accountable. I thought, man, I'm getting really strong, but so was my belt because I was stretching it out. Unfortunately, it took me way too long to figure out that doing some cardio not only improves the way you look and the feel, but it also improves your performance in the gym. I thought the two, I came from the era where cardio was a bad word, but cardio is not just one thing. And so this is why you've seen me make some videos over the years on how to walk to 10% body fat and how much walking to get shredded. Well, I'm a big believer in it. Even when my goal is just to maintain, I'm still making sure I'm getting steps or doing a cardio session every single day, okay? I also happen to have a few kids and I run around with them from time to time. That helps me as well. But those are the three things that I find make people successful, okay? If you are finding that the approach that you're taking is not working and you would like to set up a call with me, click the link, Pro Physique, sign up. Let's set up a free consultation because the goal needs to be important to you to achieve it. And I know if you're reaching out to us, it's important. And I've also going to give you my final thing. If you don't have a deadline, you'll never get there. So let's talk about the Transformation Challenge. It starts in June, 8 weeks. 8 weeks, summer shredding. All right, guys, I'll talk to you tomorrow.